Welcome back. You're watching In Focus. You know, we might complain that little has changed on the ground after the devastation brought by 26/11. But the fact is that the event and what happened afterwards also raises uncomfortable questions about how far we as citizens are willing to go for our country. 1 year after the candlelight marches and the promise of participation, here is a look at the lessons learned and the real faces of change that have stood out.
Candlelight vigils, protest marches and angry citizens raising their voice against a state that failed to protect them. But within months, the anger, it seems, has transformed to apathy. And shocking as it was, months after 26/11, Mumbaikars prefer to sit at home rather than cast their vote and lead the change they had been clamoring for. State election 2009, lowest voter turnout 43.23% in Maharashtra. Lok Sabha election 2009, only 41.4% voter turnout. So we went back to some of the most prominent citizens of the city to find out what went wrong.
Suddenly the upper middle classes were hit very badly mainly because of Taj and the Oberoi, being besieged the way they were. And everyone felt vulnerable. And the upper middle classes are always very vocal, articulate, they have access to the media, etc. So one got this huge upsurge, which we felt, at that time. And there was a general feeling of antipathy to politicians. But this is India, and we are back to normal. We came back to normal very soon. I mean, people talk about the spirit of Mumbai, or spirit of Bombay, etc. But I think that's partly because we just forget things very quickly. And Chalta Hai is basically our philosophy of life.
If the Chalta Hai attitude took its toll, there was also the frustration of not being able to execute well laid out plans.
We had this huge rally of all the groups at the Gateway of India, literally a week after 26/11. And everyone said, yes, we want the government to act. Now the point being that when we actually went into action, we found that we had no mechanism to force the government to act. My idea was to set up a 1 million strong citizens group. And I failed. I couldn't set up 1 million. And all my colleagues. In fact, I wasn't, but several of them, the youngsters said, don't worry, we'll do it, we'll do it, we'll do it. They didn't do it.
But those who have campaigned for more citizen activism and involvement say that it will take time before real change happens.
अगर आप वोट नहीं कर रहे हो, तो आप सो रहे हो.
Janagraha's Jagare campaign with Tata Tea is a classic case in point.
We do campaigns, people come forward, but then somehow the enthusiasm recedes in the background, and again then there has to be a sustained effort to engage those people. So I would certainly say that if individuals and citizens and all kinds of even corporates and institutions are really wanting to engage on issues of public change, then they must look at long-term partnerships with the civil society. Nothing is possible in the short-term domain. You can't, a donor can't come forward and say that I'll put some money on the table, I want to see change in 6 months, in 1 year. And there are organizations like ours and many others who have that long-term vision of working on issues in a systematic manner.
Such campaigns may not have seen the desired voter turnout in recent elections, but its popularity has sure increased awareness in the society. But organizations aside, it's at the individual level that the real change seems to have happened. Take businessman Raj Shroff, who got together friends and raised a corpus of 6 crores to help the family of the slain police officers. And even a year after 26/11, he's ensuring that the money flows through.
Police is putting and energy are putting their life on the line for us. So we owe it to them that God forbid if people lose their life in the line of duty, we look after their family. So that is the message which I wanted to send, that yes, Mumbai will take care of your family. God forbid if something like this happens.
For Meera Sanyal, meanwhile, The lady who actually took the plunge into the hurly-burly of politics to ensure change, the journey has just started, and she says it has been an eye-opening experience that has raised far larger issues.
I think there is a wave of more active participation in public life. I'm not saying that you have to join politics, but more active participation in public life. And you know, it has been such a, as I said, it was an enriching experience, because I have come across such a fantastic body of good work that is being done, not just in Bombay, but across the country. People in Cochin, people in Guwahati, people in Chandigarh, in Shimla, young people getting involved in saying, how do we make our cities more livable? How do we make the life of the people around us better? It is, you know, tangible, concrete things that people are doing.
Looking back at the passionate outpouring of citizens after 26/11, it's difficult to remain cynical. It was a turning point for far too many. As each person shed a tear for his city and country, the resolve to make a difference, it seems, was etched deep. And so it remains in the heart of millions.
And on that note, we wrap up this show. Thank you so much for joining us today.